Well, hello folks, welcome to episode 4, I think, of our third season here at Riga FC. I am the Custard Prophet, and this is the Latvian job. And as you can see behind me, quite possibly if my head is not massively in the way, it's not, normal service has been resumed. Yeah, that is right. We are back to top of the league, where we belong after losing against Riga FC. Now, I'm playing this ahead of the comments being dropped on that video, but I expect to be roundly abused for such an abysmal result. Not necessarily performance, but an abysmal result. So we're coming back for an away game here against Metta. Now, Metta are, I think, one of the better sides in the league. The league table doesn't seem to suggest this. But the reason we're doing that is because the transfer window has opened and stuff has happened, as it always does at this crazy, crazy club. So let's have a little, first of all, look at the results, because, you know, that's kind of interesting. We've basically gone on a run of wins. Basically what we did before that. So the pattern suggests that we'll lose this one because we lost the last one that you saw against RFS, and then we lost the one before against LASK, and those are the only two games we've lost all season, the ones you've seen. It's your fault. Anyway, briefly, 4-0 victory over Dagva Pils, Krollis with a hat-trick, and then Pantelev. Dynamo Riga, another Riga side. They got promoted last season, and look, got a decent number of people in this match. They had a player sent off. We had a player sent off early, but we still managed to win 4-0. So that kind of says a lot. Krollis, Zadan, Nata, and Ikanuex with a late penalty. Then we beat Metta 4-0. 4-0 wins on the trot. This time they got a player sent off. We're changing things around a bit. Hat-trick for Mbengwe and Leo with a goal. Back away to Dagva Pils, away from home. Our 1-0 victories ended. We beat Dagva Pils 1-0. The right back Maliarov with the goal. Then Spartaks away from home beat them 3-1. They had a penalty, but goals from Mbengwe, Pantelev and Krollis is all we needed. 3-0 victory over RFS. This was important because at this point they were right behind us, and we just basically triggered a bad run. Jurisic, Nata and Mbengwe, we were the better side in the second half. First half was pretty rubbish. We went 2 up top and blew them away. 2,000 people at this game, that's good. Then we played Liepāja, a 1-0 victory here. Pantelev with a late penalty, I was pleased with that. And away against Valmiera, 1-0 victory. Krollis scored, Kalinin sent off again. And then we've played Tukums at the end of this month, 5-0 victory. Lipasek, Nart with a couple, Krollis with a couple, all looking good. So the month of June, we beat Dynamo Riga away, 6-1. Mbengwe hat-trick, Leo with 2, Wesley Nata with 1. I think that is the last we saw of Wesley Nata. He'd left at this point. We went away to Auda, beat them 3-1. Krollis, Brizola and Pantelev with the goals. They seem to score penalties against us, or people seem to score penalties against us. So, transfers, there have been some. And it's so far not much on the way in. So 3 players have left the club. First one, you're probably not even going to remember. This guy was a Macedonian who was sitting in our B team. He's got our scouts did, or coaches did, rate the fact that he might develop. I thought at 22, probably not a huge amount, but he is quite a fast centre back. He was on my list maybe to be a backup centre back, but a bid came in and I thought, well, why not? Wesley Nata has left the club finally. We knew this was going to happen, and he didn't want to stay, so we let him go. It's a sad time. Our Brazilian contingent are getting less, and Davis Ikunex. This was frustrating because he's not a bad player. He's Latvian. He's a Latvian international. He was on a amateur contract, and as I tried to sign him on a proper contract, another bid came in, and he went with them rather than us, so that was frustrating. And what that does do is it means on our left side we are a little bit weak now, because both Nata and Ikanuex could play on that left side, so we are kind of left with limited options. So Samoliev played in the last game, but you look beyond that and we'll have a look here at the options. Pantalev can play there, and that is a very possible option. But then you've got Punkels, who's a bit annoyed about just being alive, Kiris and Naskarov, but none of those are particularly great situations. So I am in the process. I'm not entirely sure where we are with this. You might have already rejected us. I think I'm in the process of signing someone, and it's this person who is not necessarily a winger, but he can play there. And he looks, in my mind, he looks the business, a good quality midfielder. Russian again, but it doesn't really matter because we're getting rid of a Brazilian. We're bringing in a Russian who has been at Arsenal, just not that one. Okay, so folks, we're going to go off and we're going to play Metta now. I didn't show you the league, although you saw it earlier. We're now 10 points ahead of RFS. We'll just briefly show their slight calamity there. So after losing against us, they lost against Spartaks at home, which was a bit of a surprise, and then Lipaja away. They just about got through against Valmiera after going 1-0 down in the second half. They've had a few games like that, as you might see. They go behind and then take the lead. Right, let's go forward and play Metta. Okay, so just the players who can't be involved today. Zadam is on international fixture and Punkels is out injured. But other than that, it's a fairly good team. The team looks like this. We've got Krollis leading the line, Samoliev on the left side, who isn't that happy. He didn't get enough games and he kind of wants to leave. I'm hoping now, because he's going to play a load of games, he'll change his mind. Leo's on the right. Kigurs and Pantalev in the centre. Kigurs has been playing quite well of late. Barami just behind. The back line, Kalinin, Lipasek, Mashinov and Salvelnieks with Ozols in goal. I think it's a good side. Just want a little bit more on that left side. Right, then here we go. We have goals in the team, that is for sure. Mbengwe and Krollis both scoring lots of goals. The other man, the man we don't talk about, who Sabai, who missed that chance right at the end, he is on the way out of the club. The transfer is agreed. But here we go, chance early on. Leo back to Savelniaks. Savelniaks running down this right side. Ball in, and Christ misses it. I'm just saying how good he is at the minute, but yeah, he's been doing all right. Good chance for us. Right, free kick. Pantalev's got a good free kick on him, and you can see that right there. He's been a good pickup. 1-0, great little free kick round the wall, and perhaps the wall wasn't wide enough. Another free kick, and it's lovely. Meshaninov, not with his head, but just puts his foot out and puts it past the goalkeeper. That was well done. Pantalev's ball in, so a goal and an assist, but that was very nicely done. Metta probably should be defending that better than that. Right then. We've got a ball on the right side, Barami, who's been a bit part player, if I'm being honest. He's retiring at the end of the season, but he can play at right back, which has been really helpful. Lovely ball from Barami. Kigurs finds Kalinin. Ball in. Leo, and it's over. We are relying on I do like crossing, so we are relying on a lot of crosses. Krollis now, Pantalev, Savelniak. He finds Leo, who just found himself a bit of space. Leo trying to get away from his man. Ball in, and this time Krollis misses it, and Samoliev at the far post. He just whaps it into the back of net. 34 minutes in, and we are 3-0 up, and it's not looking difficult here against Metta. I was saying they're a decent side. I think they are. I think they've got some good young players. We've had a few players who've come through the Metta team So, half-time, 3-0. I think you'll probably agree we deserve to be ahead. 3-0's maybe a little bit harsh on Metta, but we've made the most of our chances. So, what can I say? Right, we're just going to come out for the second. I was thinking about making a sub, but let's just come out and see what we can do at the start of the second half, and we'll make maybe a couple of changes after 60 minutes. They are vulnerable here, and Krollis this time, apparently they don't understand how to defend free kicks. That's indirect free kicks. They just don't get. They don't understand what's supposed to happen. They all stand there and just don't track anyone. Right. At that point, we are going to make some changes because the games are coming so thick and fast now. We're going to take Leo off. He's not having his best day, let's be honest. And Kiris is coming on for Leo. And we'll bring Kigurzov and Jurisic. That's the wrong person. No, Brizola is the person I want to come on. So there we go. Couple of changes. So, absolutely zero happened, and at this point I think we're just saving legs. Kalinin, of course, I could be bringing Malyarov on. We'll bring Kurikins on. This is his last season at the club. And Mbengwe up top. And I think we've got one more change there after. I think we've got 5 subs, 3 changes. In 3 different time points to get those 5 subs done. Well, are we going to see Mbengwe? I see a chance. Brizola into Pantalev, who has been awesome today. Kiris and Mbengwe. Oh, on his left foot. I think he is right-footed, so we'll give him that. Ball in. Brizola, no. Yamamoto, who looks the slowest man in the world. Right, 5 minutes to go. Let's make a final change. Who we got that we could bring on? Nasirov will bring on the left side for Samoliev. There we go. He's also leaving, which isn't a bad thing. He's Russian. He's not getting many games. That's it. 4-0. It wasn't too difficult, but I did want to come back at this point so you could kind of see where we were in terms of our league standing. We're looking very, very comfortable for the league. I didn't see how RFS has got on. Yeah, we're not going to get ahead of ourselves, but we will take our chance against anybody. I think that's the wrong way. I think you would shake your head there. I don't think the players will get complacent, even though the players on the bench look like they always are. But, good 4-0 victory. Metta drop into the playoff zone, but they are well ahead of Dynamo Riga, who look in all sorts of trouble. Right then, folks, let's just have a look at what's coming in the future. We've got Champions League football on the way, but I am not coming back for this match because every time we do, we win it by so many goals, it doesn't make any sense. And I think the game after that we will potentially be playing is a much harder one. We know our opposition, so let's have a look at the situation at the minute. So you can see here we're still sitting in this first qualifying round. We're going to play one of these teams. All of these teams we should be able to beat quite comfortably. So if we get through that, then it becomes more interesting. And we will be playing Molde or the Albanian side. So that is a much harder game. And I mean, that's one we could easily lose. So that's the one we're coming back for, the game against Molde. I'm kind of thinking we will easily get through this. Okay, so last thing I wanted to do just before we move forward, we're just going to have a look at the coefficients for Latvia. Here we go. Latvia currently are sitting in 32nd, so we have made significant progress in recent times. We are on 14.50, 32nd at the minute. We just need to keep doing well, keep scoring well, and hopefully we can then push ourselves up the coefficient table. And the reason we're trying to do this is because of this. So we sit currently, as I say, in 32nd, and if we can get ourselves up to 29th, then all of a sudden we will get an extra qualification place for the Latvian league. So that is going to make the league a much more attractive place to be. We'll also immediately get into the second qualifying round of the Euro Cup 2. We don't get further back here, but it just means that our teams are just getting that little bit further in the league. So we need to do our bit. The rest of the teams need to do their bit, but they're not really. But that's pretty good. And the last thing we'll look at is the Latvian team itself, and you can see, yeah, it's not been pretty for them. Losing really quite badly against Spain, Poland twice, beat Bosnia, which is pretty good going. But they did get through this league, which is, I mean, you'd expect them to get through the D division there. So that's pretty good going. Doing poorly in the Baltic Cup. World Cup qualifying was terrible. So yeah, I think when we started out we were 88th. We're now a lot further down, so we need to do better. Anyway, folks, we're going to come back for some European football next time. I know that's what you're here for, so make sure you drop on in on the next episode. If you've enjoyed today, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you very shortly. Goodbye.